Moving on to other stories now, the ruling party and the government met to discuss pending economic issues. They vowed to roll up their sleeves and get the problem solved in a way it best protects national interests. Kim Min-ji has the latest from the domestic political arena.
The ruling Democratic Party of Korea and the government have vowed to take stern action against mounting trade pressure from the U.S. In a policy meeting Friday, the two sides agreed on the need to actively engage in consultations with Washington and said that Seoul will consider filing a complaint with the WTO or seek collective action with the international community. This comes after the U.S. recently imposed safeguard measures against Korean washing machines and solar panels and is now pushing to slap massive duties on Korean steel.
Trade pressure from the U.S. is getting stronger. As a country striving to become an open economy, we will not yield. We call for thorough management on the trade front to protect our national interest.
On the General Motors crisis, they called on the automaker to demonstrate clearly that it intends to normalize its business. The Detroit-based company announced last week it would shut its plant in Kunsan by May and will soon decide the fate of its other 3 local plants as part of restructuring efforts, while asking the Korean government for financial aid. The two sides called on GM to swiftly submit its turnaround plan, adding that the automaker must also abide by the 3 principles put forward by the government, that is, a responsible role by the largest shareholder to normalize operations, dividing the burden among shareholders, creditors, and its union, as well as the formation of long-term sustainable plans to normalize business. The government has also promised measures to minimize the fallout on the local economy.
The city of Kunsan does not yet meet criteria to be designated as an employment crisis area, but the city has already seen the closure of a shipyard by Hyundai Heavy Industries, and the GM plant is currently operating at just 20% of capacity. We are seeking this designation to fend off a sudden recession. Along with this, the government will lay out additional measures.
GM executives have been in Korea this week to meet with senior officials from the state-run Korea Development Bank, as well as government officials and the country's lawmakers. For now, due diligence will get underway, which the government says it will keep close tabs on, while the National Assembly also vowed to cooperate in areas which it can play a part. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.